Welcome to Spoiler Corner.
Woo!
Spoiler, Rob's still not gonna take that off. Are you really still not gonna take that off?
No, I'm in character.
Okay, we're gonna find out, like, throughout the whole thing, like, your audio can't be heard or something like that under it.
No,
so
I'm a black
stormtrooper.
stormtrooper. Actually, that'd be awesome.
Okay,
then all the hate mail would be going to you, though. They wouldn't hear my defense. Yeah, there are, like, a ton of spoilers.
Yeah, where do we start with
this? This movie's just one giant spoiler.
Yeah, so, alright, so the bad guy is Han Solo's son.
I thought he was amazing, though.
I thought he was very good.
The funny thing is, like,
okay,
when
the
he took
ending
his mask off, and I was looking at him like, you know what? I can almost see Harrison Ford.
I can totally see it, and it's a good voice too. And when he takes the mask off, it's not like, oh, it's like he's kind of a pretty boy, but it's like, no, that seems right. That seems right. Like what he would look like. You know what he is?
He's a pretty boy, but like just a very evil pretty boy, which is kind of it's creepier in its own way. He's not scarred and disfigured.
No, I thought it was a very good choice.
He sells it with his presence.
Although,
I love the fact that they give him moments of comedy too. Like, with the stormtroopers like turning around as he goes nuts.
The comedy in this is very, very good too. I think I forgot to mention. Did you get at the end? Even though I know that's the idea that he's going back and forth and stuff like that, but he still seemed to be in control, and when he's, when he was losing, he was kind of a shaky voice and stuff, which was great, but then at the end, he's like, traitor! Traitor! And stuff, I will kill you! I will kill. It's like, did you feel a little Anakin there from, like, Revenge of the Sith a little bit?
I think you're missing something here, which is, did you notice after Han fell, the look on the guy's face?
Well, like, you mean,
Kylo Ren's face, there was this sigh of relief, like, I think the concept is now it's allowed him to go fully dark. Like, he's always been holding back, and now he's just like, and then the hatred kind of just comes in and starts...
Well, that brings us to spoiler number 2, Solo dies, which, the minute...
So long!
So long, Solo! The minute they said... I think we were talking about this even before we knew.
Oh, no, I'm like, because it's no secret that Harrison Ford wanted to die in the original trilogy. And I would feel like there was a story that Lawrence Kasdan wanted to do it, and Lucas overruled him. And I've been saying, along with, I've got a friend, and she's been saying the same thing, and I think you've been hinting at it too, that you just know Kasdan and Ford are just waiting for it, just waiting to do it now that they finally have the chance. My only thing is, I thought they were going to hold off on that till either
I thought it was going to be movie 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as it's revealed that's Han Solo's son, I'm like, dead. Like, so gone. Like, where originally I was like, okay, it's either going to be because they're not showing Luke, it's either going to be Solo or Luke that dies. One of them has to die.
It wasn't there just because I was like, well, I don't know where we're going with this. Yeah, maybe they're going to flesh out their backstory more and then kill it. Like, so I still thought maybe movie 2. It was... First off, when Leia's like, I'm going to miss you, and hug, I'm like, alright, I'm like, this is seeming pretty obvious, but it was when... Han just sees Kylo Ren walk by, and he gets his look at, I'm like, gone!
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's where this is going. And the second he starts walking on the platform out of Empire Strikes Back, I'm like, oh.
Well, on top of that, I mean, he has so much screen time. I think a lot of people think, like, oh, he's going to have, like, a cameo. He's in this movie a lot, and that's not a complaint.
All over this
that's not a complaint at all.
Yeah,
I
thought really we were just going to get teased with more like a kind of cameo from him, and I'm like, no, he's a freaking major player.
But, I mean, just tell me if any of this sounds familiar. So a droid has these plans for this resistance, the rebellion, whatever you want to call it, gets sent to a desert planet, comes across this person who lives on the desert planet and has the Force, and has to outrun this Empire who is also looking for the droid, comes across this green, pretty planet that also happens to have Leia looking at a green screen. Guess what? They're making another giant ball, which is a planet, which is really cool. It has like an atmosphere and everything. That's amazing. But another giant ball still. And guess what? The giant ball destroys planets. It destroys a few more planets. Great. But it still destroys planets. Guess what they're going after at the end? They're gonna go after the planet that has the rebels on it. Oh, I'm sorry, the resistance on it, with Leia looking at this green screen. Even C-3PO is there, and guess how they have to stop it? Some ships have to go up there, fly around, go into the middle of it, and shoot it. Oh, and guess what? The mentor to Rey there, are they really getting along and stuff like that? He dies! Yeah, death by lightsaber. Does any of that sound familiar? Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Okay, that's... Oh, I was just... Really, no one else out there is like, you know, this sounds a little too familiar. Just a little too familiar.
As I said, it's been going on since the prequels.
I don't know. Maybe because, like I said, maybe because it was
honestly,
just so
even the first trilogy did it when Luke slices off Vader's hand and sees he's got a robot hand as well.
Oh, no, you can do better than that. Going in, destroying the Death Star in
a second time, yeah.
Now we have a third! That's like one of the biggest
three times the job!
You know, and why? You know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see them try to destroy that thing. It fails, and then they destroy like 5 more planets. It's like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. We'll find out in the next movie. I guess we lost today or something.
Actually, that would have been really cool.
Right?
Okay.
When I saw that thing destroy, when you see it blow up, like, remember, like, you were talking about how so well done in the first film the Death Star being blown up was. Did you feel anything when that one blew up?
I'm using the Force. Shut up. I will give you this. Of all the repeats, just doing another Death Star type of weapon is the one that I was kind of like, really? I'm like, it looks kind of cool and this and that, but I mean, they're even making fun of it in the movie because
there's always like some way to blow it up. Come on.
Not only that, but even more, he's like, all right, so it's just really bigger than the other one. Like,
yeah, no, he's really summing up kind of what I thought.
Really, so that did bother me, and you do bring up a good point. It would be cool if they. I actually thought that's where they were going with it. That the Resistance or whatever was going to lose. And that this thing was going to be on the loose through the second film, and she was going to have to train to be a Jedi. Oh yeah, she is, like, got Force powers, Rey. That's another spoiler.
Well, I don't think that... Is that really a spoiler? Didn't everybody kind of know that?
I don't think so. There was some guess, they were like, well, Finn's going to be the Jedi because he's got the lightsaber, and I'm like, no.
Doesn't he even say, like, you know, my father has it, I have it, my sister has it, and you have it too, and you see him, like, handing the lightsaber, which is not in the movie, but...
That's what I said, and I called it, because I thought, no, Finn's got a lightsaber, therefore, I'm like, no, stupid.
I thought it was so clear that she was the...
That's what I thought, but there are all these arguments, like, no.
No, Finn, like, grabs the lightsaber, he's like, like he doesn't know how to use it.
I'm gonna call it now Luke's daughter.
That's my what.
I'm thinking battle. I'm thinking it's a battle of the cousins.
No, it's either Luke's daughter or my thought possibly was Solo's. No, it can't be.
No, it can't
be a daughter
because as much as they're ringing this thing, I cannot imagine them doing a brother-sister thing again.
No,
I cannot imagine it. I would almost get up and walk if they did that.
Yeah, I guess it will but there's quite obviously a connection there.
Yeah.
Probably family because everybody's related in a galaxy far, far away. You know, for galaxies, I mean, galaxies, everybody seems to be connected somehow. Just a lot of inbreeding or something.
That's how the Force works.
Yeah, I guess Luke and Leia, there is a lot of inbreeding. But...
Maybe that's what spawned all this. Just too much inbreeding in that family. Next thing you know, every other one's a Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but here's the thing. The battle between her and him with the lightsabers and that whole. I ate that up.
See,
I'm sorry. Like you're sitting there like. I'm sitting there like peanut M&Ms in hand, just like through the stormtrooper helmet. It was quite difficult. Yeah, like I loved that, and it was the first time in a while where I'm like, okay, this feels mythic again. Like we're going back to something, you know.
I did feel a lot
or ancient, or
I did definitely, which I really like. I did definitely feel the mythicism in this, especially the last shot in this. I mean, is like right out of...
The last shot was great with the reveal of Luke and her climbing up the steps. It was filmed in some island in Scotland.
Yeah,
and I love the scene where after they fight and she gets the better of him, the canyon splits apart. I'm just like, gorgeous metaphor, brilliant
Yeah,
shot.
I mean, again, I think driving it all the more, they're gonna be related.
Oh,
I'd be
I'm
shocked
sure.
if they weren't related.
I'm calling it. I'm saying cousin.
That's probably the most logical. I think it could be possible they're brother and sister, but I'll say cousin.
That would. I'm sorry. That would me off.
You think that'd be too much repeat? Because we haven't had enough of that. Right down to they're still, you know, even the bad guy is related to Luke Skywalker. We even had that. But yeah, it's
such a killjoy.
No, but it was done for the most part well. I mean, that's the thing. It's like the comedy was in the right places. It still kind of felt mythical and stuff like that. It was that last 20 minutes where I realized
she scars his face, which seems to be some common theme, which is whenever you use the dark side, you're going to get scars.
Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, when I got to that final bit, I was kind of saying to myself, gee, like this is the climax, isn't it? Huh. Okay.
See, I thought, apart from the X-Wing battle, which I thought which for me was probably the only letdown in that, the whole climax I loved. Ate the whole thing up from about
it looked
the moment,
nice. I mean, it was shot
when they
nice.
started the attack. You know, basically from when Solo dies on through the end, I was completely with it. Apart from the X-Wing stuff, and I was just putting up with that. I'm like,
see, I'm the exact opposite. Like everything before that, I loved.
It just kind of meandered. Like, okay, we'll talk about that too. The bit in outer space when they're on the freighter and the little octopus creatures.
That was a total pointless diversion.
Yeah, I'm like...
And those octopus things look horrible.
Yeah, it was not it wasn't a god-awful scene, like, but it definitely was like, I'm like, okay, this may be the weakest part of the movie here.
Yeah, it's fast.
Random, yeah.
Yeah, you got Solo doing some more Han Soloing, trying to bargain and stuff, which is fine.
I loved the first third. Like, I do think the best part of the movie is that first bit. Setting up Rey and Finn's character. The watching the two of them, and then after they take off from the planet, from Jakku, it's okay. It's good, and I feel it's solid. I loved the cantina bit. I loved her flashback where it reveals, you know, that Luke's calling to her, and I love the fact that she runs away from the lightsaber. It's like, I don't know any of this.
Yeah, after she gives a great big speech about not running away, but yeah.
that they brought in. And then, so yeah, I like that, but I still felt like the middle kind of just goes in and out, and then they attack, and right when Han dies, it was right about there, like, the pacing, the editing, the directing, I feel like everything just suddenly switched on, like he was just waiting for that moment.
Man, that is so funny. I was like, the exact opposite. I thought as soon as he dies, we saw it coming, but it's like, okay, it's fine to go this direction, you know, I mean, it felt right. It felt right to go this direction. It's that, like I said, she's not going to die. There's nothing particularly psychological going on there. It's like he has her against a cliff. She's like, the Force, and then she fights better or whatever. The sword fighting is not very interesting to look at. I mean, especially after, again, one of the few good things in the prequels.
Sorry, the sword fight isn't like 3 hours long.
No,
like,
but I mean,
kept getting longer and longer.
But again, there wasn't like, I don't know, if there's when he says, you could join me, you could join the dark side. So if there was more of that, that would have been interesting. That would have been more engaging, because that's what the film did well.
Right there.
No, that's one line. I'm saying if there was more of that, more of him trying to...
you want a soliloquy?
No, but like in Return of the Jedi, when he's like trying to win Luke over and stuff like that. If he was doing that, wouldn't he have been much more interested? Traitor! I'll kill you! Okay, it's like he goes in.
You realize we're still in movie 1. I mean, that may be one of the few things...
You repeat everything else anyway.
That may be one of the strange things about this film is, in a weird way, there's so much going on that I'm surprised this was all one movie. Because it pretty much did New Hope and Empire with bits of Jedi in it.
Empire is going to be Luke training her, which is going to be the next movie. Which on the one hand,
the only thing we didn't get from Empire. Otherwise, we've got that same scene with the long platform. We've got him taking him out. There's like reveal, like he's our son. Like it's. I realize it's a Lawrence Kasdan script, but I mean that is the thing. It's just like I'm like, wow, we pretty much did most of the trilogy in one movie. I'm kind of surprised.
Most of the stuff with the characters, I thought the strength was the the environment with mostly the landscapes and the practical effects and the creativity and stuff, and the characters. I really think in a lot of respects the repeat of the story is a major weakness. And I think that really shows in that climax because it's just not interesting.
So wrong.
You feel nothing when that planet blows up. You don't feel like, wow, they did it. That was a big thing. Thank God, now Leia is safe again. Now that planet is safe again.
I already told you that the planet thing was the way. See, you're making it about the planet. It was about those two, not about the planet.
Those two had one scene prior, which was a good scene, and then they have that
scene,
fight at the end.
That good scene was like one of the centerpieces of the movie. That like set everything up right there.
And then they just clang some swords. He says one line that connects them at all, and then they just clang.
Like, were you actually just sleeping?
And then they clang swords again. That's all it was.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We'll just put on the prequels, and you can sit there with your taxation and Federation route talk.
Hey, you're the one that wanted to see that. But no, I think that's something we're just going to have to disagree on because I felt.
Yeah, I mean, you're wrong.
I felt that was very weak.
We'll compromise and we'll say I'm right.
But like I said, I think it came back when she travels, which. Like, it technically doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't everybody go with her to find Luke Skywalker? But when I still like it. Again, it's like I'll let go because it was beautiful and it was mythical. When she goes, sees him on top of the mountain. I mean, classic mythos and handing the lightsaber.
So was Leia just like, tell Luke I said hi?
Yeah, I mean, everybody. Like it starts. It starts off the galaxy is trying to find this person.
That's suspending disbelief though, because you need that moment of the two alone. You want Leia just hang out in the background. Hi.
Well, I mean, honestly,
deadpan wit.
Yeah, no, but my thought is that they'll probably stay away. I mean, honestly, that he'll train her or whatever. That'd be my guess. Oh, should we? I forgot to. I wish I mentioned this in the other one, but we'll do it in spoiler corner. I missed the first paragraph of the scroll because obviously this is opening night. There's a bunch of Star Wars fans, and the opening line, episode 7, The Force Awakens, and it says Luke Skywalker has vanished, and the guy behind us literally goes, "Oh, vanished!"
No, it wasn't just that. He's like, vanished. What the?
No, I mean, he was just like, vanish!
It's like he just saw Luke's face on a milk carton or something. It was like...
it just killed me. I don't know, maybe he had to be there, but it was just one of those things
where it just was so
heartbreaking, like, oh!
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's just like, I don't think he likes that plot twist. And I'm like, wow, that's the first line in the paragraph. We're in big trouble if you don't like this already.
Maybe everything about the way the galaxy was laid out was in that first paragraph and we missed it. Maybe all the stuff about the taxation was
read it. No, it's there. It's like there's an empire, there's a resistance, but I still don't get that. I'm like, how does the resistance fit into this if the Republic's still there? The other confusing thing was, I thought they blew up Coruscant in the middle of this. That planet they blew up, I thought that was Coruscant.
Well, like the Emperor's...
Yeah, the seat of the new Republic, the seat of the old Empire. It looked like that, and I'm like, did they just blow up Coruscant? Did I just see that? And then later it's like, oh, it's some star system. And I'm like, okay, and that's kind of what I mean. Like, I feel like it needed to be just somehow explained a little better what's important, what's not. Just give us a better idea, because I thought really that I just kind of like breezed through seeing Coruscant blow up. I was like, holy.
The first film, The New Hope, works so well because you know the importance of what's going on in that universe and the environment and stuff like that, and you also know what's important to the main character, the simple main characters. This one, I feel, you get what's important to the main characters, you don't get what's important to the universe.
That's why that ending worked. The stupid planet blowing up, but I knew what was important to those. I knew what was important to those two main characters. I was completely wrapped up in their story and the fight and the struggle they had, and her trying to defend Finn and Finn defending her, and like that's where it worked.
If they had maybe one more scene,
that scene where she was getting tortured by him, was amazing.
No, I felt
it told you everything you needed to know. And only like 5 lines of dialogue.
No, and I thought a lot was done in that scene. And again, it was mostly not even the dialogue. I like the way they showed that she's actually kind of stronger than him, just kind of naturally, and she sort of rejects him back. That's all done visually, and it's very well done. I would have liked one more bit of like a connection a little bit, like, you know, just a little more than just the line "you could join the dark side," because that's just standard now. every Sith says that. Every bad guy says that. Join the dark side. I would like one more connection.
If I needed anything, I just needed an explanation of what is going on in this world outside of the main characters, who I totally understood.
No, but most of the main characters,
which is refreshing. If I'm complaining that I don't know what's going on in the universe because it's not enough political talk, but I totally know what the characters are all about.
That, yeah.
Completely refreshing in a Star Wars movie now. I never thought I'd say that, by the way, because I love the original trilogy, but that is my one complaint. I'm like, I almost think like so much of this played as the sort of apology to the prequels. It's just like, well, we're going to build on the nostalgia, we're going to throw in all these in-jokes. Honestly, one of the few things that took me out of it were all the little in-jokes, the turning on the chess set.
Yeah, it's kind of ha-ha-ha. Throwing away the little training ball and stuff. It's okay, it was fast, it was harmless. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they were harmless.
So the little kids can go, like in the first movie.
Yeah, but those were some of the, like, few little things that actually took me out of it more than anything. But, I don't know. I thought overall the rest was a solid film. With just a little bit of construction problems going on in the middle, and I just feel giving us a sense of what's important. Like, telling us in the script why we should give a this much. Because, yeah, like, the briefing, like, Leia's sitting there, like, and just like, well, I guess we're gonna get attacked soon. Like, if you think of A New Hope, like, you're sitting there biting your nails the whole time, you know, Death Star approaching, this and that. Never got that feeling.
And they did it! They're literally, like, in the same scene, the same exact screen with the little green lines. They haven't updated in all those years.
I mean, it's just, that's what took me out of it. I'm like, I saw all of this already. All of this. You know, and I liked when they had those characters. I liked when they're doing new stuff. I liked when they're doing the connections and stuff like that. Why are we doing a retread of that? You know, even in Return of the Jedi, they have to blow up another Death Star, but it's not going to blow up another planet. It's not like, hey, it's a ticking time bomb to this one planet. They're blowing up a bunch of ships, at least. And then they have to get into the ship, and, like, they add on top of it. There's other stuff going on.
I just don't want another super weapon, but that didn't wreck it for me.
I will say this, the idea of, if you are going to do it, which I agree with you, you don't need to. I like that it's a planet. I thought that was kind of clever. It actually has its own environment and trees and stuff like that.
I did like that. I feel like somehow maybe that should have been saved for the third. Like, if you're gonna, like, there maybe should have been some other weapon that's not round shaped and
no, I
because
agree.
that would have been a cool. I think that would have been a really cool idea, like in the third movie, like pure giant hidden fortress in space kind of thing, where it's like, wow, now it's a whole planet. You have to invade the planet instead of just this smaller like moon space that like.
You know what got me both the most scared and the most excited, and therefore I loved it. Jedi Temple. What the is a Jedi Temple?
Yeah, I want to see that.
The first Jedi Temple. What is this? Tell me more about this. And something, we had Greg Sestero, who was Mark from The Room, and he was asking, he's like, how do you think this new Star Wars is going to be? I'm like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine, you know, it'll be okay or whatever. And he says, I think they're mostly going to play it safe, because it's the first one. And after that, they'll go into the more risky stuff.
That's why this doesn't bother me that much. You're like flipping the out, and I'm like, we're only on
No.
movie
It's
one.
like all the other repeats I can do. I think something about that climax. I'm just like, you already did this exact same climax twice, and now you're going to do it
blowing up
again.
the Death Star type thing sucked, but I don't have a problem with the rest of it. Like, you're focusing on this one thing.
But that's a big part. That's supposed to be the big
That's
risk.
the weird part about it, and that's part of my complaint. It really wasn't. That was the side story, really.
But isn't that kind of a problem? I mean, it's like the character should be the focus.
It's part of a problem, but for a different sense, using it as a way to be like, oh, it just destroyed the whole last 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, so you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, basically.
No, it's not, like I said, when he says, join the dark side with me and stuff like that, like I said, I start to get that connection again, but aside from that, I'm just watching these two people playing glowy sticks, you know? It's not even, you know, shot like anything that phenomenal. So I would have liked a little bit more with that. But no, that's not the part that annoyed me the most. What annoyed me the most is that pretty much
Glowy sticks, okay.
No, as soon as they break into the
I
Death
hope
Star,
you
I can tell you
get
everything that's
pelted
gonna
by
happen.
like 100 rabid Star Wars fans with their fake lightsabers.
Oh, I'm
with the
sure.
glowy
I'm
sticks
sure. As soon as I
line.
said it was good, they're like, you know, Philistine, kill him. You know, I mean that's how it works.
Glowy sticks.
What was your choice? I'm done with the round weapons.
Well,
You're the
that's
one that
fair.
want the taxation back.
I don't want it back. I just want to know why the there's a republic and a resistance. Is the resistance some junta they're funding? Like that's what I wasn't understanding.
Oh, you're just not getting into, you know, them playing the lightsabers. That's what it's all about.
Actually, I totally was into that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, no, now you're talking about the taxation and stuff. Sorry.
I'm
No.
talking about the taxes.
Send angry hate mail to him. So no, but bottom line, I thought it was good. You know what it is? I think the Star Wars movie you're all expecting to see, and even I have expected to see, you're gonna see, and I mean that in a good way. There's not gonna be a ton of surprises, but there's just enough to make it interesting. It's not like there's no surprises in this. I mean, because like I said, we had to do this big long spoiler corner. But
There's
how do
a lot.
I put?
I mean, there's a lot of surprises.
How do I put? If someone's to tell you, oh, this movie has a lot of surprises, they're the surprises you think are going to happen, if that makes sense. Somebody's going to be related. A big character is going to die, you know, somebody's going to be
Well, the
following in
funny
the
thing is,
footsteps of
Han
somebody
dying
else.
wasn't the surprise to me.
No, not...
And then Han having a son, like, I was figuring, like, Luke would have a kid.
I was thinking
Han
Luke,
having
too.
a son, I'm just like, and him being the Dark One, I'm like, wow, okay, Han's a daddy. That one kind of, like, jumped out to me. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
that's a good surprise. You know, like, that person has to be related somehow or something. I would have thought Luke, too. I thought it was interesting that it was Han. But I like that. I like that I didn't see that coming.
Well, I mean, and there were all the crazy theories that Kylo Ren really was Luke Skywalker. I'm like, no. I'm like,
pretty
listen,
athletic.
I'm like, listen, nothing against Mark Hamill because he is the man, but I mean, he's getting up there in years, and you could just look at that guy and be like, no, that's not Mark Hamill in there. You me.
Yeah. So no, it's a good film. It feels like Star Wars again. It's good to have it. Kind of good to have it back. I'm looking forward to the
it had a sense
next
of childlike wonder again.
It did.
I
It
felt
really.
like a kid again.
Yeah.
I didn't, and here's the weird thing. I'm gonna say this once, and I'll never repeat it again. That is something I did feel in Phantom Menace. Was I felt like a kid again. As stupid as it was, and as dumb as some things were,
Why?
there was a fun factor to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought there were parts of it that were fun. Executed horribly, sloppily. The dialogue and everything was aimed at
That's so
5-year-olds,
funny.
but that's
Most people find it boring. I thought it was boring too. That's so
no,
fascinating. You
no.
found
Clones,
it so
clones
childlike.
is the most boring for me.
Oh, that is the most boring. Yeah,
I
but
cannot, like, you can... let me
kid
put it
flying
this way.
the X-Wing, I
If
can
Phantom
see
Menace
that
is
kinda
on,
thing.
I can actually sit there, watch it, laugh at it, go, like, what the is this? And you could not pay me money to sit through Clones again. Like, it's got, like...
you can pay me money if you want to.
Well, I mean, you...
A lot of money, granted. but
You
still.
could pay me a lot to see Clones again, but it would have to be like a Scrooge McDuck size bag of money
a
with a
giant
giant
money
dollar
sign,
sign
yeah.
on it. Yeah. But yeah, no, it felt like, and the funny thing is, like, yes, Sith felt closer to a Star Wars movie, but that was a very joyless movie. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't about feeling like a kid again. That was actually killing kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the first time where I was just like, as dark as this movie got with killing Han and stuff, I'm like, there were so many kind of just fun things and the sense of humor. There's
There's a sense
lot-
of exploring.
Yeah, that's something
I
that's
miss
in
that.
Phantom Menace that people forget. Like, I know the movie's bad. I don't like the movie, but I'm like, you see Naboo, it's very pretty. You see the underwater Gungan world, that's very pretty. You see Coruscant. You see Tatooine again, but like I felt like there was this sense of exploring, seeing new worlds, meeting a whole bunch of new alien characters, interacting with these things. Now, true, we didn't like most of those alien characters, you know, in the prequels, but I got that out of Phantom Menace, and I didn't get it in Clones, and I didn't get it in Sith, even though Sith is objectively, I think, a better movie.
Yeah,
I got it again here.
yeah,
That sense of fun.
I think the exploring element, I think, really is a lot. I think that really is a big part. Because even just it with her exploring that the Star Destroyer.
It's like Nausicaa. It's a Miyazaki
A little bit
film
remind
in the
me of
first
that,
like
yeah.
20 minutes.
So yeah, it's definitely a good film. Like I said, if you look at the trailer, you think you're gonna like it, you'll like it. How much you'll like it, that'll kind of be up to you. If you really want to see, I want to see a Star Wars film. I want to see them go in and blow up another Death Star. You will get all of that. You will definitely get it. If you're looking for new stuff, you'll get that too. It's just kind of a, pick your poison, which one you think you want more of, but...
I think this is the first movie. I'm hoping, now that they've got the apology done for the prequels, and they're like, no, see, we remembered what you like. We're doing it again. Here you go. We remember, see? And it's executed well. Like, you don't have to worry. Like, now that they've gotten that out of their system...
Let's see some new stuff.
Well, and here's
Jedi Temple! Let's see that Jedi Temple!
Here's the thing, in my personal opinion, you kind of almost have to, because they wrote everything else into this movie that I'm like, I don't know what else apart from Luke training her, I don't know what else you can repeat that much. Like, we just repeated most of it already. So.
Yeah. That is a very good point. It's like, what else could you do when you sort of have, like,
and I'm wondering if that was their intention. Like, we're going to reboot this, get it on
Show them
track.
it's Star Wars, show them we're doing the Star Wars-y thing, so then we can do, like, the real meat of the story.
Full ring theory, we're saying that we're starting this whole thing all over again, the family drama continues again, and now branch out into something different than the next two.
Yeah, I definitely really want to see what else they're going to do with this. Like I said, they planted just enough seeds that's like, ooh, like, what could this grow into? What could this... Oh, I forgot to mention this.
Oh, by the way, can I just say as an aside,
okay, go
I
ahead.
love Rey hopping in the seat next to Chewbacca after Han died.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they're prepping that up.
I just get such a, like... They're just very cute together, and Finn and Rey are cute together. They all have chemistry.
They really do. And
I mean, holy chemistry again in a Star Wars movie.
Something I forgot to mention in the basic review, the last thing I'll say, is that they're starting off with a liar revealed story. Don't worry, it doesn't go the route you think it's gonna go. Because I'm like, oh man, he's still holding that lie. Are we really gonna do this in the third act? Halfway through, he's like, no, look, here's the truth. And he lets it out, and she's like, well, okay, but we still gotta do this. Not even an issue.
That was a great line from Han, too. Just like, trust me, women know. And I love the way he said it, like, listen, I know you're full of
yeah.
what
Big deal.
Call him? Big deal, yeah. Hey, big deal. Yeah, no, that was great. I don't know why you would mention that here, because if they're going straight to the spoiler corner, they've seen it already.
I know. That's why I was just mentioning that I like that they did.
You should just take this out of, like, and just say,
yeah, just suddenly cut it. The special edition. I'll CG myself in.
You're gonna CG me as Jabba the Hutt, aren't you?
Well, you just take the mask off. You do that. So yeah, that's about it. Definitely a lot of fun. Go check it out. See for yourself. You already have if you're watching this. So hope you liked it.
It was the movie you were looking for.